All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Big Canucker here, and we're going to try something a little bit new. As you can see here, I'm not alone. I'm not by myself. I've got a fella that was one of my early supporters and subscribers in the knife land. I really enjoyed his channel, and I've been lucky to call this fellow, I'm a friend here for some time now, and I just wanted to get to know him a little bit better here, and also to spread the word out there in knife land. There's a lot of us knife folks out there, and if we can support and help each other, it's just going to be a better, tighter knit community. Welcome, Stephen from Paddys Potato Peelers channel at Northern Ireland. Across now, you say it's across the crack? Is that you say, or is that you say crake, or
across the shuck?
The shuck. So CRAIC, that's pronounced shuck.
CHUCK.
Okay, yes, but I was just review on your channel. It says knife reviews, EDC gear, and then some crake.
Crack.
Okay,
Crack is humor.
Okay, so now I just needed to know that. I wasn't 100% sure.
I have no Irish language skills whatsoever.
Oh, that's awesome. So, thank you for doing this. Just want to kind of sit here and have kind of a virtual cup of coffee. I'm sure there's lots of people in COVID land now are used to the Zoom meetings and stuff like that. This is the first one I've ever had, and we had a little technical difficulties. Thanks for sticking with us. Now, I watched your very first video, which was the Delicate Killer with the Ganzo clone.
Yeah.
Did you get some heat for that? Like, because being the knife guys and stuff like that, we hear about the clones and it should be, outlawed some people, but I mean, knives are so expensive, especially when you're first starting out. I think it's good to feel a clone in your hand, I think sometimes, but I mean, tell me about that first video.
Yeah, when I first started, I really didn't have a whole lot of money to put in the knife. Or no, I'll rephrase that. I liked knives, but I didn't want to put a whole lot of money in them. I didn't think my addiction was going to end up here where I've got a 600-pound knife in my collection. So when I started, I had started buying the clones from AliExpress and places like that. And yes, I did get there was an awful lot of bad comments, and it did affect me for a while, because I thought, it's all right for you, you're buying expensive knives, but I just only just started, and I let it affect me for a while, and then after a while you just get thick-skinned, and it's my money, it's my hobby, and I'm going to buy whatever the hell I want. So every now and then, even now after 4 years where I buy more expensive knives, I still go back and buy a clone just to see what they're like, to let people know what they're like. I have an awful lot of people on my channel who just buy cheap budget knives, be they clones or whatever. So they've been with me from the beginning, so it would be rude not to just do it for them alone. And it is a hobby and it's mine.
Oh, no, absolutely. Now, just the other thing, what are you carrying right now? What's in your pocket right now?
Yeah, I didn't expect that, mate.
I get asked that all the time.
Yeah, everybody asks that. I have got the GEC number 71 Sword Buster or Bull Buster.
Yep. Oh, GCs are so nice.
I just love this. I only just got this about 2 weeks ago, and I can't get it out of my pocket. It is beautiful. I don't know why I never tried Sword Busters. I had them, but never used them. Since I got this, it's just amazing.
And that's what
I also.
No, go
Do
ahead.
you want my other pockets as well?
Yeah, let's go. Let's see what you're carrying.
This is what I carry every day without fail. I have a little torch, the was it TI3, the OLED. Is it no 3-night? And I also carry a little. These wee clips are tight. I have them in my pocket on the wee clips.
Oh, awesome!
And this is the squirt.
Okay.
And I carry that every day. I have a wee box up here. That's my wallet that I had today. This is from Dark Arts Leather. It's a smashing little front pocket wallet. It's so small. But I just have about 3 cards in it and a bit of money, and that's it. And I have my watches and all up here that I would carry. Just sits here, and when I come in, I put my wallet and watches up there.
Yeah.
But I always keep my EDC on me.
No, that's
never leaves my pocket.
and
One
that's
or two.
so funny that two knife guys separated by thousands and thousands of kilometers and countries. I have got a knife in my pocket. I've got a simplistic wallet going on. I've got a torch in my front pocket. And I carry a squirt on my car keys all the time. It's just, I think if you get good tools, they're universal. One other thing too. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Patty. Or go ahead, Patty.
No, you're all right. Go ahead.
The one thing I couldn't find any mention of your Bushcraft channel. You had mentioned on your very first channel. Did you shut the Bushcraft channel down, or is that what?
Yeah, I did. To be honest with you, when I finished the Bushcraft and I was going to start the knife channel, I thought just start completely afresh, and I just wiped it. And I really regret it now, because I had grandchildren and all that used to come with me, and we used to make a fire, and go out in the afternoon, make a fire, have bacon or something.
Oh.
But I really regret scrubbing it. But I just thought I didn't want the two mixing. So just one of them things. I hit a button and now I can't get it back.
No, that's. I was kind of looking around for it. I just couldn't find no mention even what the name was, because
I was called. It was called Silver Bear Bushcraft.
Oh yeah.
Silver Bear Bushcraft.
There's lots of UK bushcraft channels out there. I wouldn't suspect there'd be a lot of, like, because me, I mean, being in Canada, we're like the Great White North, where you can't throw a rock without hitting a tree. And I know that, Canadians only been here for 250 years, right? So there's been immigrants, Canadians only been here 250 years. The original Canadians have been here for 10,000 years. But I mean, you can't throw a rock without hitting a tree out here. And it just surprised me that there was a lot of European, especially in the UK area, bushcrafting going on. That's a strong bushcrafting community.
Yeah, very much so. It's huge over here. I mean, we've got quite a few forested areas, and now they're not big forests like you would have, but anywhere you're going to get a dozen trees, you can find somebody in there with a hammock, having I was a solo camper. I just went by myself. Now, my son would have come with me a couple of times. My grandchildren would have come up for the day, but most of the time I just went by myself, and it was it was like a sanctuary. I just went there. I'd done all my good thinking there.
Yeah. So
I just thoroughly enjoyed it. And I was a hammock between the tree, not a tent or anything like that. I've been to Canada. I've been to Vancouver, and I've been to Halifax. When I was in the Navy. So I loved Vancouver. What a lovely place.
Oh, it's fantastic. And I mean, both ends of the country too, as well. So you got to see the extremes, right?
And we also went to we went to a little island called Nanaimo, which is off Vancouver.
Yes,
it was a lumberjack's island. Oh, I can't tell you how good that was there.
Well, I mean, I live in Lethbridge, Alberta, which is probably, I'm going to say, I don't know, 1,000 kilometers away from Vancouver, maybe 1,250 or so. And you have to cross the mountains. And I hate heights, so I'm not the one to drive through the mountains down here. So I don't get to see a lot of that. But I would love to be doing a lot of bushcrafting myself. But, with my foot and stuff like that, I've been pretty homebound. And that kind of got me doing all the YouTube stuff here was because I was so homebound, and it's helped me kind of keep my mind clear too as well. Besides, I guess, a like of knives, what made you decide to get kind of into the YouTubing? And because I mean, I think after 4 years, I think that's pretty damn successful, having just a smidge under 10,000 subscribers. So what made you get into it, Stephen?
I'll just be really honest. I've said this before on my own channel, but I mean, I've suffered with depression most of my life. And about 9 years ago, my son committed suicide, and I didn't cope with it very well, like most people wouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean,
yes,
there's nothing you can say, even, you know what I mean? It's one of them things. But I needed something to get me out of the hole. I was in a really dark place, and I started buying the wee knives, and it was like something just to take my mind off the everyday. I was sitting in the chair nearly every day from morning to night, didn't know what to do with myself. I tried going to church, that didn't work. I tried all sorts. But anyway, I got into the knives, and to be honest with you, there was so many nice people when I started it. Honestly, I was welcomed in by, I think I was very lucky. I got a good crowd, because the crowd changes. Every couple of years, there's a completely different crowd.
Yep.
And people drop away all of a sudden, you don't see them. So not being successful, I don't chase the brand new knives. I can't afford to do that, nor would I want to spend that much money on knives. I used to get knives from companies, and I've sort of gone off that so much, although I'm trying to get in with British makers now. I just do it because I love knives. I love collecting knives. I love this sort of interaction. I'm not a great socializer in real life. This is my socialization. A few texts and things like that, and I'm quite happy. But it got me out of a hole.
That, to me, that makes a lot of sense, because I have to say that you'll early on in my YouTube career myself, I mean, I'm not any big influencer or anything like that. Like, I've got less than 600, but you did welcome me into the community. You gave my channel a shout out. And made me feel very welcome. Always answered if I had something to say on your channel in the comments. You interacted with me, which I think is huge. And I just wanted to say that's one of the big things. I wanted to talk to you face to face and tell you how important that was to me. And I see it on your channel continuously. You're talking up the new YouTube channels all the time and giving them bumps and stuff like that.
It was I love seeing new people come in that. Although what I tend to find now, I don't know what you think of it, I'm an old fart now. So, I mean, but the new ones coming in now have got a huge disposable income compared to what I would have had at their age. And they can go chasing all these big knives. And I think, what do they do with them when they stop the channel? What the heck do they do with all that knives? I've started now to sell more and, swap more to get different ones for the channel rather than spend a lot of money anymore. I do it for my GEC collection or my British knives now, but that's for me. Do you know what I mean? That they're my passion at the minute.
What does your wife think of you collecting knives? Because I get tons of heat. I mean, about if an Amazon package arrives, we have like one of those Google doorbells, so she can see when somebody rings the doorbell and drop off a package. Right? Before I used to get away with it, but not anymore.
Well. I'm a bit silly. This is my second marriage. So we've been together now about 27 years. And when we first got married, we decided that our income would all be shared. We'll put it all in the same bank account, thinking that was the better way of doing it, because we both had trouble in the past. Yeah. And what a fool. What a fool. I get away with nothing.
Yes.
So she's very understanding. I don't spend what's food money. I don't spend the house money. I have a wee pension now from the Navy, and it would cover everything I'm going to spend with knives.
Oh, that's awesome.
So she's very understanding, but except for knife clicking.
Yes.
She cannot stand knife clicking.
What is it?
We live in a small flat.
Oh, what is it with women? My wife, the exact same thing. She can hear me 2 floors away clicking my knife, and she'll yell throughout the house, "Stop clicking your knife." Or the other thing that drives my wife crazy is if I cut myself. Even if I didn't cut myself with a knife, she rolls her eyes, and I walk by stuck in my finger or whatever it is, right? Oh, that was yes.
The last time I cut myself badly, I ended up in A&E for about 4 hours. And she had to sit with me up in the accident and emergency until I got my thumb all stitched up. And I swore then I'm going to be so much more careful. And touch wood, I haven't had a really bad cut in 2 years, maybe. I've had cuts, but not bad. Just nicks.
What's your current grail knife? Have you got a current grail right now?
Yeah, it's a GEC, and it's one of the Northwoods. I want a medium-sized Northwood knife, probably anyone, but they're so hard to find now. and especially over here in the UK, they occasionally, I'm in a slip joint group in the UK, and there's some great fellas on it, the UK Slip Joint Club. So I'm hoping at one stage it'll come along at the same time I have the money to pay for it, which has always got to be the case. I don't believe in borrowing to buy a knife.
Yeah, well, I wonder about that, like as far as like being out in the UK with, like, Spyderco being an American brand, and some of the big American knives, you must get hammered with prices over there.
Well, what you pay in dollars, we pay in pounds, roughly. Yeah. The American dollar, sorry.
Yeah. So in pounds, I think is about 1.6. I think American dollars. I think
it usually works out about. It works out by the time we pay taxes. It usually works out about £25 per £100 extra over here.
Yeah. And I mean, some of the big Spydercos, they can be pricey, right off the bat.
I mean, I bought the where is it? I bought the Spidey chef recently, and it cost me nearly £300, wow. Which is a knife that costs about 200 and something dollars, but it was nearly £300 here.
I lucked out and got a Spidey chef on sale, and I had the original Spidey chef before they did the stainless or the non-rust resistant screws and stuff like that. Mine's the older style, but I mean, I liked the Spidey chef, but I don't think I liked it as much as everybody else really liked it. Like, it was a good knife, it was a great knife, but people were on this knife like crazy, right? Like some of the real big YouTubers were.
Yeah. Well, I must admit, I do love it, and I use mine a lot in the kitchen, especially down the caravan. I would tend to use it down there for barbecuing in the kitchen. I just love it, I have to say. But I don't carry it, if that makes any sense. It's in my collection. I take it into the kitchen, I clean it, put it back in the box again. It's not an EDC knife for me.
Is there what kind of laws are you looking at in Northern Ireland with knives and stuff? Are you like the non-locking? Knife laws?
Non-locking blades under 3 inches, and now it's no flickable knives, no switch blades. You can't carry a fixed blade out in public. If you're going camping or something, by all means bring it out of your bag when you get there, but you can't carry them. So
you can't even carry a fixed blade. That's weird. Yeah, I mean, here
nanny state.
Yeah, here I mean, there is some laws. The one that I wish, because my grail knife is a Microtech out the front. It's called a what is it? It's not the Stormtrooper, but Troodon, yes, but it's the Bounty Hunter version, the one Boba Fett went there. That's my ultimate. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah.
I tend not to have them as a grail because there's no point me buying that, that sort of a knife.
Yeah.
There's no excuse. If they actually come into my house, I would get everything confiscated for having that.
Oh, really? So what about your current collection? Do you worry about that now, like with your current collection, like having lockers?
No, because I have locking knives that are flickable, but it's a law that's only just changed. And most of my knives now are, the biggest part of my collection will be pocket knives, like Shat and Morgans and GECs, and they're all non-locking. But I just decided there was no point in having a huge collection of other knives. I still got, my Chris Reeves, and I still have my Polish custom knife, that's a grail knife I never thought I'd have.
Oh, yes.
It's just gorgeous.
Oh, it's drop shutty too.
Oh, it's just beautiful.
What made you decide to go with Paddys potato peelers? I also wondered that too as well, because it's when I would scroll through all the knife videos when I first started out and wanting to learn, that always popped up and it always stuck in my mind. So it worked.
Yeah, it was just me and my wife sitting in the house one day thinking of what I was going to call the channel, and I have to say I actually came up with it, but we were just sitting firing silly names because I wanted it to be lighthearted and not all serious. And then Tony, I don't know whether you know, Tony Meador, he's on Instagram. He has a beautiful high-end collection. He's from California. he actually done the artwork for me
Yep.
and sent it to me. And I've kept that artwork from the first year. So it's been, yeah, it seems to have been a really good name.
I think absolutely, for sure. And I love the little logo too. Tony, he did an absolutely fantastic job.
Yeah.
I haven't talked with a whole lot of YouTubers. A fellow named Jake is Canadian Cutting Edge. I've talked to him quite a bit too as well. Yourself, kind of mostly through comments, but I appreciate you doing this so much, Stephen. Like it's
honestly, it's an honor for me. It's lovely because we're not the same as in our knife life, if you like. You like bigger knives, whereas I'm going the opposite way. But I still love checking in on the people that I connected with on that when they first come around, the under 100 subs and struggling for subs. And that, the one thing that we used to do when I first came around was do the tag videos. And everybody used to get involved in tag videos, but the bigger channels now tend not to. Whether it's because of Zoom calls and things like that now, that's the new thing. But I used to love the tag videos, and you'd have got maybe 20 or 30 replies, whereas now you're lucky if you get 10.
I mean, I like the tag videos for sure. And I mean, I participated in some of them too as well. I haven't had as much time for YouTubing. Just my granddaughter's now in preschool, so for every second week, I'm pretty much watching my granddaughter almost all day, right? I get 3-hour break per day, right? And she's 4 years old, and I'm an old fat guy, so it's hard to keep going.
I've got 2 tomorrow for 6 hours.
Oh, precious, absolutely precious grandkids.
I have 23 grandchildren.
Holy
they get
hell.
less precious.
That's lots. I've got 6.
Take that off.
Oh no, I did want to ask you here too as well. What about early on your influences? Like, did you have any channels that you remember from when you first started who you followed?
Yep, I had Bird, Frankie and Bird had just started out then.
Yeah.
The Apostle P I loved. Who else would have been about? When I started Stasa and JT's Knife Life, we all sort of came in together. There was a group of us, and there's still quite a lot of us still around, which is unusual. I'm trying to think who the other ones were, the main ones. Oh, what do you call that boy? He used to be an Air Force pilot. He's been around for years and years.
Is sharpening guy?
No, he's from the States.
No, but a sharper, he does lots of.
No, that's the Apostle P.
Okay, yeah.
He's a great sharpener. But no, the other fellow was, he does an awful lot with guns now on his channel. He used to be just a knife channel.
Yeah.
Do you know, I can't remember who were the big ones. That's terrible. That's old age.
Well, that's awesome. Now, what about any advice to some of the newer YouTubers out there? Because there is, like you say, I have noticed that too as well, that it seems like every little bit you get a new crop of them and stuff like that. And I try to shout out the people to kind of pass it forward, pay it forward too as well. But what would you give to some of your new YouTubers out there?
If it's your hobby and you're doing it just for your pleasure and for your entertainment, you'll enjoy it and keep going. Once you start chasing and trying to be one of the big boys, I think the pleasure comes out of it. And I've done that. I have chased knives and I've tried to keep up. And unless you've got unlimited funds, you can't keep up with some of them fellas. They're getting the contracts from the big companies and they get knives sent to them. Over here in Northern Ireland, it's really difficult to get companies unless you're going to go for the Chinese cheaper companies. Yeah. So to be honest with you, I would just keep it within your, don't spend a whole lot of money on it. Instead, do tag videos, do videos that involves other people that are in the same sphere as you. But if you tag somebody like me and you get a response, keep tagging us because I'll keep doing them. I mean, I usually try to do most tag videos all right, I'll miss some, but
Yeah,
I think that's a great way of keeping the old and new together
yeah.
is tag videos.
Well, I think that's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, the tag videos, and like I noticed that too. I tried to, something would come out and I'd say, well, geez, I got to have that before somebody else, reviews
Yeah.
that. But I've, I mean, if something's 2 years old that I review it, I still get pretty much the same views on it if something's brand new. That's just has to be my
funny.
sphere.
Yeah, I've never bought a knife for my collection that I didn't like. Now, when I get it, doesn't mean that I'm going to keep liking it, but
Yeah.
most of the time I'm buying knives that I'm going to like, or hopefully going to like. Occasionally you get one and you think, nah, that's not for me. So pass it on to somebody else.
I mean, I know I myself personally, I find though that I want to have certain things in my collection, like being a knife guy, like I wanted to have a Mora knife, and it's not going to break the bank getting a $26 Mora knife, but I mean, there's lots of them out there. So I wanted to have a Mora or, or even like some of the newer Spydercos. Like I'm a huge Spyderco guy. That seems to be my lane. I wish that I could. I mean, there's a fella, Keith Kevin Ken, I think his name is. Yes. And he's a Spyderco collector who's got every Spyderco sent to him. Oh, I would love that. That's my dream.
I'd be the same with GEC. Just keep giving them to me.
Yeah. Oh, the GECs are now buying a GEC is it's a process in itself. Like, because they only make a limited number of GCs, if I don't understand correctly, right? And then they'll throw them out there for sale. And if you don't get them, you're done, right?
Yeah, definitely. Buying secondhand GECs, this is a good tip for anybody who wants to try one, is buy one that's been used, because collectors don't want to use GEC.
Yeah.
They want them to be pristine and all. Buy one secondhand. They're one of them sort of knives that last you a lifetime anyway. And it's a cheaper way of getting into GEC if you buy one that's got a bit of patina on it.
Yeah, that's GEC's patina is so lovely.
Oh, and I love a lot of people they don't use them as such as working knives, whereas I just use mine. I mean, good gosh, this one here, look. That one is about 2 weeks old, and look at the state of it.
I noticed that right away.
I eat my steaks, I eat my dinners with it. I just use it for everything. But yeah, I mean, I've one coming tomorrow. GEC only started in 2006.
Yeah.
And I've one coming tomorrow that's from 2009. And I am bursting to get it, absolutely bursting. But I was able to get it cheap because it was, an older knife and it was used. So I don't care. Just let it come.
One of the GCs I would love to have is any of those sunfish knives or elephant toes with the big monster blades on it. But I see them on eBay and they're like $600-700. Like,
have you ever held one of them?
No, I haven't.
Unless you buy a single-bladed one, I genuinely wouldn't buy one of the deer ones.
Oh, are they that?
They're so uncomfortable.
Oh,
they're so uncomfortable. I bought a single-bladed one. There's one there, a single-bladed one.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful big knife. But look how thin it is compared to them other ones. But it's a huge big blade, big fat handle, great working knife. I mean, that cost me about £15 or something on AliExpress.
Oh, wow.
And it's bone.
Yeah.
And it's got the inlay in it, that shell inlay, whatever it is.
Yep.
Absolutely great.
I'm going to have to check out that AliExpress.
The two-bladed ones, the small blade, even when you've got the main blade out, the small blade is so uncomfortable. Yeah. You couldn't hard use it with a small blade, which is why I got I had double blade ones. I've done a giveaway, and that's where I get rid of all my knives that I don't use anymore. So I gave away my double bladed one.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, Yeah, I found the same thing with Victorinox the Hunter. It's got those two round blades. I think I even have it right here. Which I absolutely, yes. This one I'm going to have to get rid of. It's the exact same way. Once you've got that blade open, that other blade on your hand, that opening is so uncomfortable right there. I hate it.
I think I have one. I'm only just. I got the single bladed one.
Yep.
It's just a single blade, and it is so much lovely. This is a locking one.
Yep.
Really lovely blade. Great picnic blade or something like that, and it's lockable.
I know Victorinox makes such a quality knife. I think they didn't think that one through. The Hunter with that, because it's so uncomfortable on your fingers.
I don't like Victorinox per se. It's not a knife that I've ever. Everybody loves them. It's just not a knife that I ever took to, unless they're single bladed ones.
I like my Victorinox. I don't carry a Victorinox blade every day, but when I go on vacation and stuff like that, because they're so universal, people don't blink at Swiss Army knives. When, like, if you're in a strange country, you're a little bit unsure about the knife laws, chances are if you had a Swiss Army knife in your pocket, the local constabulary is going to leave you alone, or, because they've seen them all in the movies, right? So
even over here, it's exactly the same over here. Nobody would blink an eye when you pull one out.
Yeah.
And with even some of the bigger, like if I was to pull this big knife here with a clip point blade out in my town,
yeah,
ringing the police to say he's got a dagger or he's got, it's foolish. I can't understand it. Knives don't kill people. People do.
Oh, I know. I hate the gravity knives and flicking knives are really starting to be confiscated here at the border in Canada, right?
Yeah, you've got a lot of trouble with that, haven't you?
Yeah, and the thing that I always say is, if you see, I can carry a fixed blade, no problem. And if I had a fixed blade, and let's just say even an out the front knife, if I pull both of them out my pocket at the same time and go to stab somebody, the fixed blade is going to be more dangerous, faster than the out the front knife. So, like, where's the sense of that? Now
I keep saying you can lift the sharp stick, you can lift the stick, put a point on it, and stick it in somebody. I mean, you don't need a knife.
Oh, well, you know what, Paddy? Like, you see, like, I want to keep on calling you Paddy instead of Stephen. Do you get that?
That's all right. Yeah, I'm used to it. Yeah.
I got to say thank you so much.
People have known for years still call me Paddy.
I have to say thank you so much for joining me here today. This was an absolute blast. I hope we could do it again, sometime down the road. And I just want to say thank you so much for the support early on. Anybody you want to, make mention of, any new YouTubers out there that, you want to give a little bit of a shout out to, or anything you want to say before we kind of wrap it up here?
No, I think, you know what this does for me? It's lovely to see the face. Now, I know you've started to do face front videos, but it's just nice to talk to somebody one-to-one across the world. We'll probably never meet, but there's that kinship, and that is just worth everything. This, to me, is amazing. I'm not a technology person, so please don't ask me to do one of these unless you're going to do all the technology.
Well,
but,
I think Zoom meetings. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Stephen, go ahead.
I think this is the sort of video that's good because it hits my guilt. I haven't really done a whole lot of shout outs for new channels. I think I need to go back doing that again. And just putting a couple underneath my videos. It doesn't take 2 seconds to put a few names down. Even if I don't know them, it gives them because that joy of getting to 100 to 200 to 500, I can still remember that, shouting and telling my wife and her looking at me as if it was a child.
Yes. See, for me, I want to hit 1,000 because I want to go live. That's big. I love watching live videos and interacting with people, having questions and answer sessions. That's, to me, is where I would love to get there. That's my big goal, is to get at least so I can get live. But thank you so much. Thank you so much, Stephen. I appreciate it so much.
My pleasure. Yeah.
I definitely
love you and your family, and I hope your food keeps getting better.
Yes. And with Zoom here, the one thing I do want to mention is maybe down the road we can maybe get maybe even somebody who's new and have maybe 2 or 3 people. We could have like a knife meeting online,
Yeah.
because I know we've just got the 2 of us now, but we can have, I think, up to 20, I think, at once. So.
Yeah, I must admit, I was speaking to slick slicers, and I think it would be lovely if we could get maybe 4 or 5 people and all try the same knife. If we all have a knife that we have, and do our reviews on it, or give it marks out of 10, talk about what we like, what we don't like. I love that sort of thing. Where
I think that would be
5 of you
fantastic.
have all. Yeah, pick a very common knife.
Yeah, that's a fantastic idea. It lets you and I maybe over the next little bit, we'll kind of brainstorm that together a little bit. But I just wanted to say thank you so much. Thank you so much, Stephen. I'm going to put Stephen's link here in the bottom. Please go to Paddys Potato Peeler. Do you have any other social media, any Instagram or Facebook or anything like that?
Instagram under the same name.
Okay. And
that's it.
Yeah, I am just straight YouTube. I've got an Instagram channel, but I'm like you, sometimes a little bit thick when it comes to technology. So I know.
I like Instagram because you just have to put a picture up.
That's it. Well, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. I've enjoyed it. Love to all your subscribers.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is the Big Canucker saying, I forget to hell what I even say all the time. Keep your shiny side up, the stick on the ice, the Big Canucker saying adios.